Good morning, students. I, Srimati C. Ramadevi, School Assistant, Physical Science, ZPHS, Peddambarpet, Abdullapur Met Mandal, Rangareddy District. Today, I am going to teach for 9th class students about laws of motion. Let us study, children. Right. We have already learnt in the previous class about the motion. Now, in this chapter, we are studying these concepts: introduction, motion and rest, Newton's first law of motion, and concept of inertia. Now, in the previous class, we have already learnt about the motion. What is motion? Any movement caused in an object is said to be in motion. What is the cause of the motion? What produces motion in an object? Now, let us see the picture here. Now, what do we observe here? We see some clouds, birds flying around, and there is the sun, windmill rotors, and some buildings, some trees, and some people below the underneath the tree chatting or playing something, and two boys are playing with football, and a bicycle rider we have seen in this picture. Now, let us categorize them on the basis of state of rest and state of motion. Right. Now here we see the objects which are at rest and which are in the motion. We categorize them. Now there are buildings and trees which are at rest. Right. Now bicycle rider, objects which are in the motion is bicycle, flying birds, clouds and sun, windmill rotors, kids playing football. Right. Now, with this, we come to know that some objects are in the motion and some objects are at rest. We know that a force has to be applied on an object to produce motion in it. Aristotle, Greek philosopher, Aristotle stated that at that time, every moving object on earth, if it is left free for some time, gradually it comes to rest. So he says that there is no force should be acted on it. Any moving object after some time, it comes to rest. So this was his conclusion statement. Now here we see that a girl riding a bicycle. To move a cycle, the cyclist has to apply force on its pedal. The cycle remains moving so long the force is applied on its pedal. If we stop pushing the pedal, the cycle gradually slows down and finally stops. Right. In the second picture, we see that a boy is kicking a football. A football placed at the rest on the ground, the football will remain in the same position unless something moves it. The boy is kicking the football, so it is the state of motion, rest is changing to state of motion. After some time, it stops due to the friction. Right. Next, in this, Aristotle concluded that the object at rest requires no explanation, as any moving object naturally comes to rest after some time. But Galileo Galilei is the another philosopher, Greek philosopher. He made some experiments on inclined planes and observed the motion, downward motions, upward motion, and motion on the plane surface. Now here you are seeing three pictures. Now what do you observe here? In the first figure, 1A, ball rolls down the slope. Yes. In the second figure, we see that ball rolls up an inclined plane. In the third figure, Ball is moving horizontally on the plane surface. Okay. Now, when the ball is rolling down, what is happening to its speed? Yes, naturally the speed increases. Why it is increasing? This is due to the gravitational force which is pulling it down. So the speed increases. Now in the figure 1b, what is happening? As it is rolling up an inclined plane, the speed decreases because due to the gravitational force, it is pulling it behind, and it is opposite to force, it is going up, the speed decreases. Now in the figure 1c, ball is moving horizontally, so the speed remains constant as long as it leaves the place. Why? There is no opposing force, so the speed remains constantly, the ball moves. Right. Now the motion, now we'll see the another observation, that motion along inclined planes. The ball released from its initial height rolled down due to the force of gravity and then moves up the slope until it reached its initial height. Right. In the second figure, the inclined plane angle is further reduced so that he reduced the angle of the upward slope. The ball released from its initial height and rolled up the same height. Now we see that the distance traveled by the ball is greater. In figure 2c, we see that the angle of the upward slope is still reduced to plane surface. He observed that to reach the same height, the ball had to go further each time. How far must it have to move to reach the same height? Since it has no slope, the ball keep on moving forever along the plane surface at constant velocity. By these experiments, by these observations, Galileo came to conclusion which is in contradiction to the Aristotle belief that the natural state of an object is rest. So Galileo said that an object will remain in uniform motion unless a force acts on it. It is concluded that in the absence of the force of friction, no force is required to keep an object moving after bringing it in motion. An object, if once set in motion, moves with uniform velocity if no force acts on it. Right. Next. With these conclusions, with these observations, Sir Isaac Newton put these observations in the form of the law, which is called the Newton's first law of motion. Every object will remain at rest or in the state of uniform motion unless compelled to change its state by the action of a net force. I repeat the statement of the Newton's first law of motion. Every object will remain at rest or in the state of uniform motion unless compelled to change its state by the action of a net force. Right. We see some examples. According to Newton's first law, object at rest remains at rest. According to Newton's first law, object at rest remains at rest. Object in motion remains in motion unless an external force is applied. Now we see one example here. A car is at rest, it remains at rest. Right. Unless a force acts on it, it is not going to start now. Now, a car is in motion, remains in the motion as long as force is applied to stop it. Right. Now, in the third picture, we see that car stops when the brakes are applied. Okay. Unless the force is applied, the car is in the motion. It remains in the motion. Now, when the brakes are applied, the car stops. So, one more example we are going to see here. Will the football move on its own? No. If the boy is going to kick the football, it starts moving. Now the ball is in the state of rest. As soon as he hits the ball, he uses the external force acting on this ball, then the ball changes its position. Now in the second picture, what is happening? The football will not stop on its own. After kicking, what happens? The football raises up and it is it will not stop on its own unless an external force acts on it. Now here is the net which is stopping the ball here, right? So here we understand that when the ball is at rest, it remains in the rest unless the boy kicks it. And in the second picture, the ball is moving, it goes on moving unless external forces act on it, that the net is opposing the state of motion of the ball, right? A football, here one more example we are going to see here. A football placed at rest on the ground, the law of inertia tells that the football will remain in the same state unless something moves it. Just now we have seen it. If you kick the ball, it will fly in the direction you kicked with certain speed until a force slows it down or stops it. If the ball goes high, the force of gravity slows it down. If the ball rolls on the ground, the force of the friction makes it slows down and stops. Inertia. Inertia is the property of an object that resists changes in its state of rest or motion. All objects have this tendency. Inertia. Inertia is the property of an object by itself. It is the property of an object which is having on itself that it resists changes in its state of rest or the motion. All objects have this tendency. Inertia. Inertia means it is the property of an object. If it is in the state of the rest, it tries to be in the state of the rest. If it is in the state of the motion, it tries to be in the state of the motion. Okay, that property is called the inertia. Right. All the objects have this tendency. Now, inertia is of two types, two kinds. One is static inertia, one is dynamic inertia. Static inertia means which is at rest. Inertia is of rest, and dynamic inertia is inertia is at motion. Right. Now we see the example for inertia at rest. Now it is the property of a body to continue to be in rest. Right. Now here there is a carom board coins, pile of carom coins placed on the table. Right. When we strike the table, when we strike the bottom coin, what happens with the striker? The bottom coin is in the state of rest. So as soon as the striker is hitting to it, it pushed outwards. Now other pile of the carom coins are slide down vertically. This is because of static inertia. This is due to inertia. The object at rest will remain at rest until a force is applied. There will be no change in the position of the object. This is called static inertia. Right. Next. Now, this is the example for the inertia in motion. It is the property of a body to continue in motion. See, here is the ceiling fan which is continues to rotate even after switched off. The body which is in motion always tries to move in the same direction until some net force acts on it. This is the dynamic inertia or inertia in motion, right? Now here we see the two observations, that is the two situations, that is first the bus is at rest. Now bus driver is starting the bus suddenly from rest. Then what happens? A person sitting inside the bus started falling backward, right? This is called static inertia. They are disturbed from the rest position, so they fallen backwards. This is called inertia of rest. Now in the second situation, what do you see? When a person is traveling in the bus, after some time when the bus stops suddenly, when you apply brakes or force on it, then what happens? The bus stops suddenly. Then the travelers inside the passengers inside the bus will come forward, right? This is the dynamic inertia. Now here we are going to see one activity, that observing the motion of the coin kept on the thick paper. Now we have taken a glass tumbler, half filled water inside, and there is a thick paper or else a card, smooth card, and a coin is placed on the center of the card or a thick paper. Now what we are doing here, now what happens if you hit the card with your finger? Forcibly, I am going to hit the card. As soon as I hit the card, what happens to the coin? The coin falls into the glass tumbler. Now, why it is falling? Why the coin is not going along with the card? Now, there are two situations. The force is acted on the card, but not on the coin. The state of the coin is at rest. Now, since it is at rest, there is no force acting on it. It is due to the gravity, it is falling inside the glass. Right. Now, one more activity we are going to see here. Observing the motion of a coin hit by the striker. Now, we observe the motion of the coins on the carom board. Make a stalk of the carom on the carom board. Give a sharp hit at the bottom of the stalk with the striker. We see that the bottom of the coin will be removed from the stalk, and others in the stalk will slide down vertically due to inertia. Right. Now we can represent the first law of motion as if the net force acting on an object is zero. The object which is at rest remain at rest. Or if the object is already moving with certain velocity, it continues to move with same velocity. Next, if force net is equals to zero, then the velocity is also zero or constant. Thus, when net force acting on the body is zero, then the body is said to be in equilibrium. Newton's first law of motion is also known as law of inertia. Children, what we have learned till now, let us recap them. Now first we have observed the state of rest and objects at motion. Now second, Aristotle concluded that every earthly objects after moving, the natural state of an object is to be at rest. Now the third, according to Galileo, an object in motion will remain in the same motion as long as no external force is applied to it. Now Galileo's law is nothing but the Galileo law of inertia. Now with these postulates, finally Newton concluded three laws. Now first law of the motion is nothing but the law of inertia. Today we have learned all this. Now I have some questions to Do it yourself. Define inertia. State Newton's first law of inertia. If the net force acting on an object is zero, then the body is said to be in fill in the blank. Thank you.